And what about the carb loading process, man? What are you doing in terms of sort of the 24 to 36 hours before a big
Yeah,
race?
good question, because that also leads into why I crave so much salty food after a race, because you have so many lollies. So generally say if the race is on a Sunday, and I start carb loading pretty much from when I wake up Friday to when I go to bed or to even when I wake up Sunday morning. So I'll generally have, a lot of high GI stuff. So white breads, white rice, white flour, so pasta, lollies. You can have even juice or soft drinks, which I don't normally have. So, but yeah, I will try and take on as many carbs as I can in a smaller quantity as possible. So, I mean, for example, if you have 45 grams of carbs in rice, that's generally 1 cup. Whereas if you had 45 grams of carbs in lollies, it's pretty much 55 grams of food. So it's like 40% less volume of food. So even though I've had a really big carb load when, I'm doing these leading into these races, my volume of food is still not enormous. So although I do feel heavy, I do feel like a bit of a slob. I don't feel as bad as if I've, eaten my body weight in food. So I'll have a 500-gram packet of lollies minimum each day, Friday and one
Wow.
Saturday. I'll have honey on toast. And if I'm out at a race hotel or something like that and don't have access to a toaster, I just get fresh bread rolls, honey on that. So it's very much the same. As for dinner, it depends where I am, but on the Saturday, I don't go as heavy with the carbs for the dinner, just so that I don't wake up on Sunday morning feeling, particularly full, because I know that in the morning I still want to have a little bit of carbs because it just gets the liver functioning just a little bit of a top up. So it might just be 1 or 2 pieces of, packet bread with some honey rather than, anything more substantial.
Yeah, sure. And are you like on the morning of the race? Like, when's your last meal before that? Is it a couple of hours before you have that honey on toast? Or because Lisa Waitman was saying to me a while ago that when she wakes up, often like the carb load's done, she doesn't even eat on the morning of a marathon. But I hate that feeling of being even slightly hungry going into a run. So I think my personal preference, even before I go out for a long run, like that 20K run I did 2 days ago, and this was too close, but it was just because I woke up with the kids and then had to get going before the day got started because I didn't want to leave Jesse with all the hard work to do. But I had a cup of oats or so, probably half an hour before. And I'm a little like you when it comes to running. I've got a bit of an iron guts, I think. Like with other things, air sickness, travel sickness, I'm a car sickness. I don't. I'm a princess. But when it comes to what I can tolerate when I'm out there running, like even that was okay, but it was probably pushing it in terms of time limit. Ideally, I'd probably have something like that maybe 2.5 hours before, so that by the time the race starts, you feel satisfied, but energized as
Yeah,
well.
with a race, you can probably, afford to go a little bit earlier. I'm similar to you. Like on a weekend, that's just a normal weekend run. So if I'm going 30 Ks or something, I mean, I could have a muesli bar and a banana 10 minutes before and off I go. No problem. Um, on a race day, when I've got more food in the stomach and then you're having probably still something a bit more substantial, like a couple of pieces of toast and coffee, I might take it depending on where the race is versus where I'm staying. But, I've still woken up an hour before the race, had breakfast immediately, not hungry, but have breakfast and coffee, and then kind of just warm up, jog to the start line. And I find that for me, that's okay. If it means that I can sleep a little bit more, I'm okay to, I don't want to wake up 3 hours before, have some toast or something, and then go back to sleep for an hour, because it just won't happen. So for me, I take the sleep over half an hour longer for the food to digest. And generally, my stomach is okay with it.